Hey buds, I'm your host Sam,
And I'm your co-host, Brianna.
and this is
Kush and
Crime. Forgot what it was for a second. Welcome back to another episode of Kush and Crime. I am definitely your host. That is definitely a little stoned today.
That's awesome. I mean, that's part of the fun of the Kush and Crime podcast.
Yeah, that's the whole half of it, honestly. My bad, guys. I'm here. We're here. So today I've got an interesting case, and I'm very excited to see Brianna's thoughts on this one. This is definitely, like I said, definitely very interesting.
Interesting.
Mhm. It was dubbed the Scream Murders or murder.
Scream like the movie Scream?
Mhm.
Like Ghostface Scream?
Mhm.
Stabby stabby?
Yeah, that one. That's the one. Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that one. That guy.
The long face guy?
Yeah, the
The
long
very
face guy.
clumsy the very clumsy murderer.
I just think of Scary Movie every time.
It's
Where
always
am
like
I
tripping
hiding?
and falling.
Behind the couch? I can see your feet.
Classic. That's like a comfort movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see the new one. I know it just came out, but I wanna go see it.
I didn't even know they were making a new one.
Yeah, it's out. It just came out.
Oh, cool.
Mhm. You'll have to go
Hmm,
watch it. By the time you
possibly.
guys listen to this episode, I'll have already watched it. So, but in like scary movie fashion, we are going to smoke on a strain of the day. So, Brianna, would you like to take it away with the strain of the day?
Let's do it. All right, buds. So today's strain of the day is called Strawberry Push Pop. Um, this strain smells really good. Smell test, I'm going to be honest. The smell is like probably an 8 out of 10, which is
Mm,
really good. Um, it doesn't necessarily have a big, at least this brand that we have doesn't have like a huge strawberry smell, but it's still like a super sweet smell.
mhm.
Um this one, it was a little more on the expensive side, but it so smoke test on the expensive side, but totally worth it. Um I would probably like say 9 out of 10. I'm pretty fucking stoned right now, guys. And I only had 1 joint of this so far, and I don't even think we finished it, and I really don't need to. The funny thing about this, strain is it's like a hybrid, literally, like, down the middle. It's like fucking
Mm,
50-50, um, which is pretty nice. Super calming, super relaxing. I feel nice and tranquil right now,
yeah,
peaceful.
yeah.
The only drag, like, about at least this, batch that we got, the nugs are covered in crystals, of course, like most, high quality buds that you get at,
Mhm.
like, shops and shit, but covered
That's
in
sticky.
crystals. It's, like, I would say, like, medium sticky. It's definitely not the stickiest, but the nugs are dense as fuck.
Mm,
So for those of you that, like, break up your bud by hand, this one's kind of a pain in the ass, I'm gonna be honest.
yeah,
The nugs are, like, super dense, so they break up into, like, these little tiny dense nugs, and it's, like, that
makes
kind
sense.
of bud that if you, like, put it in a grinder, it's gonna, like, turn to fucking, like, dust, you know?
Oh no. And
Yeah,
then
so
smoking it, you're like choking on it.
yeah, and so but it smokes great, like and it tastes pretty good, like, I don't know, I halfway through the joint, I kinda got, like, this, like like, smoky kind of flavor, and I described it as, like, McCormick's bacon bits.
I'm sorry. Bacon bits? Bro,
Like, the McCormick's ones specifically. So, like, for those
specifically.
specifically, because the McCormick's bacon bits, for those that might not know, they're, like, vegetarian or vegan or something like that. They're not made with real bacon, spoiler alert.
Mhm.
They're made with, like, soy bits and salt and, like, smoky flavor. So, like, halfway through this joint, I got, like, that kinda, like, smoky flavor, which I thought was kinda interesting. It didn't taste
Right.
harsh, um, but it was like, I don't know I don't know what I'm super big too, so who the fuck knows what I'm
Yeah.
tasting? Um,
Bro doesn't even know. She's just
literally.
tasting bacon bits for weed, guys.
Literally, and
That's crazy.
for those that don't know, I haven't eaten bacon in, like, I don't even know how many years now, probably, like, 20 years now, a really
As
long
long as
time.
I've known you, that's for sure.
Yeah, so it's been a while. So either way,
Been a
strain of the
while.
day, strawberry push pop. Um, when was the last time you had a push pop, Sam?
Bro, I don't know. Like, I was young for sure, and it was one of those ones that had the Flintstones on it. So
Yes,
that's how you know
yes,
I'm old as fuck.
Did you ever have the, like, striped ones that was, like, 2
Yeah,
flavors?
yeah,
Banging.
yeah. I vividly remember the Flintstones one. Like, I could see it in my mind's eye.
Oh, they were so good. It was like a sherbet, like,
I was just gonna say it wasn't like ice cream, it wasn't like a popsicle, it was like sherbet.
yeah, yeah, that's, like, the only, like, those were the best push pops, in my opinion.
Yeah, I liked popsicles a lot when I was a kid, that's for sure.
I have popsicles in my freezer, like, right now, but they're not push pops.
No, I like fudge pops now. I'm all
Fudge
about them
pop.
fudge pops. Right.
I like the fruity ones. I do like the fruity ones, so I usually get
Yeah.
those. Good day for a popsicle today.
Yeah, it was hot over here too. I don't know how hot it was over there, but it was hot over here.
It was actually beautiful today. It was, like, mid-60s and, like, breezy with some sun.
Hmm. Must be nice.
It was really nice. Very calming, very tranquil, very zen.
Very zen, very Brianna.
You're welcome. Snaps fingers.
Very good, very good. All right, so on to our next act. That would be my turn. Today, like we had talked about, we're going to be talking about the Scream murder. I have videos for you guys. They are all going to be on our website. So make sure that you go to www.cushandcrime.com. Spell out the and, no
No
ampersand.
ampersand.
Same for the Instagram. And make sure you follow on that motherfucker too. Well, I want to see some follows. Where are my follows at? Don't you want to know when there's new episodes? Don't you want to see who the fuck did this shit? Don't you want to see who your victim was? Follow on the Instagram.
Hell yeah. Don't hesitate. The murderers, we're exposing them. Sam
And
is
put their
exposing
face
them.
on there. Their faces in there.
Their
You
fucking
could see their
faces.
faces. Fuck them. It's been a long day, guys.
Tell us more, Sam.
We're all
Tell
riled
us how
up.
you really feel.
I'm all riled up. Okay, are you ready to go?
Hell yeah, let's go. I'm excited, like,
Okay.
to, like, learn about this murder.
Okay. Oh my god. Alrighty. So Cassie Jo Stoddart was born on December 21st of 1989 to her parents, Anna Cisneros and Ronald Stoddard. She was a middle child with an older sister named Christy and a younger brother named Andrew. Cassie and her younger brother were really close. They were only a year apart, so they ended up doing a lot of things together. Andrew really looked up to Cassie, and she really took the older sister role to him and helped take care of him, being the more responsible and driven out of all three of the children.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Hmm.
It's good to be there for your little bro.
Yeah, as big of a pain in the ass that they are.
They really are. What
Yeah,
the hell,
Bubs.
man? Go get a
At
job.
he had mine has one. He's doing good. He's
That's
still
good.
paying me, though.
Well, he needs to talk to mine because mine doesn't have a job still.
You kick your little brother in the ass. I'll do it.
Let's do it.
I'll I'll give him the
Okay,
wake up call. I'll give him the older sister thing, you know?
let's do it.
Um, so Cassie was super artistic. She was always drawing. She was creative, always doing something in some way. The most important characteristic that Cassie had was that she was super sweet to everyone. And I mean everyone. If you didn't really know Cassie and you walked up to her and you said hi, she'd be more than polite. She would make conversation, she would chat with you. She was just, that girl. She was so well liked.
That in itself is like a superpower.
Uh-huh. I only know one person like that. And to this day, I wish them the best. She was amazing. Her name is Sarah. And when I went to high school, that's Sarah. If you're listening, it's at you. You were this girl, but obviously you're still alive, so stay that way.
So luckily you're not this girl.
You're not this girl, so please stay alive. Um, so of course, all the boys had crushes on her, and by all accounts that I've seen, even the girls from high school, they got along with her. And you know how teen girls can be; they can be a little catty,
Oh, they can be fucking vicious.
vicious as fuck. So you know that she was like genuine. Cassie was very family oriented. She had offered to watch her, and I've heard this two ways. One is her cousin, and one is her aunt. Like it's kind of like that thing where you would call somebody your aunt. It's not really your aunt because they're older than you, and then they're like your mom's cousin.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So it's like that. But in this instant, like going forward, we're gonna call her cousin. Her cousin. So she went and
Okay.
she volunteered to watch her cousin's house. September 22nd, 2006 is a Friday, and Cassie goes to school and tells her boyfriend, Matt, and his friends, Tori and Brian, that she's going to be staying at her cousin's house this weekend alone, house
Oh,
sitting slash dog sitting.
party.
That's what Tori and Brian said. They said, "Oh, you're throwing a party then."
Obvi, like, especially at that
Oh,
age. Like, why else would you share that information? Come on.
right. The typical teen response,
Yep.
honestly.
Of course.
And Cassie, who again is super responsible, very reliable, says, "No, I am not throwing a party. I'm going to be there alone. Matt is coming over, and that's it."
Oh, okay. So she just wants her boyfriend to come over.
She said, "I want mm,
She wants some alone time.
it's some alone time." Exactly.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
They end up dropping it and they carry on throughout the day. Brian ends up walking up to Cassie holding a video camera, which I have video for you, and says, "Hi, Cassie." She looks, smiles, says hello. Brian says, "Say hi, please." And she's like, "Hi." And after this, they just carry on with their school day. I am going to share the screen with Brianna right now. I'm going to show her that footage because this tape is very important throughout this entire case.
The footage. Where did you get this footage from?
Girl, I got the footage. I found it. I'm going to share it with y'all. I'm not going to gatekeep it. I'm going to put it all on the website for free for you to look at.
Fucking investigator Sherlock Holmes over here.
You know what I'm talking about. All right. There's cats doing nonsense. Hold on. Knocking over cups of water and shit.
Of course, because why not?
Why not? Okay. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it, so hopefully you can.
Baby, the way it is. That would, but I really wouldn't like that.
Brian is the one talking here.
Okay.
It would. Because I don't walk behind you.
I'm gonna walk behind me, dude. I'm not gonna trick you, dude.
You would trigger.
Dude, I'm thinking about it. Actually, I was.
So you can see he's coming up on Cassie right now.
Okay, that's Cassie there by the lockers.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to turn it down a little bit.
Hello, Cassie. I'm getting you on tape, okay? Say hi, please. Hi. Okay, see ya. Wait. Have you seen Tori? He's supposed to meet me here at 7:30, and it's 8:19. He's an hour late. You don't even care, do you? Okay. See ya.
Okay. So that's Brian recording Cassie
Yep. At school.
at
Very
school.
2006
Yeah,
footage.
camcorder-esque. Hell
Yes.
yeah. Definitely, definitely. So again, Cassie says no to the throw party. Brian records that after. Around 6:30 p.m. that Friday night, the day that is recorded, Cassie and Matt get dropped off at Cassie's cousin's house by Cassie's mom. Cassie and Matt are hanging out, doing what teenagers do. When
Uh-huh.
Tori and Brian come over, even though they were told no, around 8 p.m., Cassie lets them in and shows them around the house. And they're all hanging out. They eat popsicles.
Oh, wow. Look at it. Going with the theme of the strain of the day. Okay. This was unintentional, buds. This was not planned.
It's a circle.
This is just how we roll.
Yeah, we're in sync. We are a boy band, bro. So they all eat popsicles, and Brian and Tori end up leaving around 9:30, 10 to go watch Pulse, which was a horror movie. And they went to the Pocatello movie theater in town. Soon after Brian and Tori leave, the lights at the house shut off, and it sounds like somebody broke glass downstairs. Matt and Cassie, understandably, do not go downstairs to investigate, but instead stay upstairs and kind of just talk to each other. But they're like paying attention to what's going on. They're like hyper aware of the situation. Eventually, the lights do come back on, and Matt, who was also scared shitless, called his mom.
I mean, I guess it's fair. He's a high school kid and he's scared. It's okay. It's okay to call your mom.
Yeah. He says, "Hey, mom, the light just cut off here. Cassie's pretty scared. Is it okay if I stay here and spend the night with her?" And Matt's mom, who is a mom, says, not happening. Um, I don't think so. Why doesn't Cassie come here?" And Cassie can be heard in the background saying, "I can't. I have to let the dog out in the morning."
Yeah. Can't leave the dog.
No, definitely not. So Matt's mom says, "Well, get ready. I'm coming to pick you up." And she arrives around 11 p.m. to pick up Matt, and they leave Cassie alone in the house.
After when they didn't like go downstairs to investigate at all?
Nope.
No way. I would have as soon as mommy got there, definitely I would have been like, we're all as a group going downstairs together to
Let's just
investigate.
make sure it's okay. We'll check it
Yeah.
out. Make sure you're good.
Also, like I feel like he should have checked it out. Like when the
100%.
lights came back on, like, bro, stop being a little bitch.
Right.
Instead he called his mommy.
Yep. So Cassie is home alone in the house for no more than like 10 minutes after Matt leaves, and the power cuts out again. She again remains upstairs, says, "Hello? Is anyone there?" She hears someone coming up the stairs. Ultimately, Cassie was not discovered until Sunday morning when her cousin returned home from her time away.
Oh no. So that's who discovered her?
It's actually her cousin's 13-year-old daughter that found Cassie's body.
Oh no. That's fucked up.
Mhm. It is fucked up. Um, Cassie's cousin runs to her mom, and her mother calls 911 screaming that someone is dead on her floor. But when she realizes who it is, she says, "Oh my God, it's my cousin's daughter. Please get someone over here ASAP."
Oh my god, but what about the dog?
Dog's fine.
Okay. Did the
Dog's
dog like
fine.
okay.
No.
Okay.
I know what you're going to ask. No.
Okay, I'm just wondering, I'm sure that they were hungry.
I haven't heard of anything like that.
Okay.
It was only like a day and a half.
You never know, some dogs are really fat.
Oh my God, bro. If I died and my dog started eating me, just know I'm haunting them for the rest of their lives.
But also, like, she was the pet sitter,
Right.
So I don't know how close the dog was to her, but I get it, the dog not, indulging, but I just didn't know. Listen, if I died, I wouldn't blame any of my cats for eating me. And, they had no food? It's okay.
No.
They can eat me.
No. Not allowed. Not in this house. Obviously, Cassie's cousin calls, Cassie's mom, Anna, and tells her what she found, and Anna fucking bolts over to her cousin's house, and when she arrives, her cousin's husband would not let her go inside because they didn't want her to see the state that Cassie was in.
For sure.
Anna made it over there actually before investigators, and she's, like, screaming and crying outside of her cousin's house because she wants to be let in. Now, Pocatello is a very small town. Everybody believes, like, it's super safe. Kids were always outside playing, hanging out, nobody ever was worried that their child was gonna get murdered in Pocatello.
Wait, what state was this in?
This is in Idaho?
Pocatello. That sounds
Yeah,
like
Idaho.
somewhere in Idaho. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, in Idaho. Pocatello did have, though, another murder that happened almost 2 years to the day, like, before Cassie's death, and at the time of Cassie's murder, the case had not yet been solved. It's solved now, we might talk about that some other time. So people just started believing, like, "Oh, maybe it's a serial killer," but the police were just starting their investigation. Cassie had 30 stab wounds, 12 of which were potentially fatal, and when we've talked about stab wounds in the past, we've talked about how much effort and determination goes in behind those. So it takes someone with clear intention to stab someone over and over that many times.
For sure. That's lots of, like, energy you're
Right,
expelling out.
right,
Intentional energy.
right. The stab wounds had come from two different knives. One was serrated and one was not. And majority of her wounds were on her torso and some were on her legs. The first wound was directly into her heart.
Oh, jeez.
Yep, and that probably would have killed her by itself. But she had several defense wounds, and then there was an injury to her pinky, likely because she was like fighting with her hands up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So obviously, police's first step is to ask who was Matt with, like, or who was Cassie with that night. Like, who was the last people to see Cassie? And Anna is like, Matt. I brought them together over there, and you're gonna need to talk to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially since he's not there now.
Right. They bring him down to the station that Sunday night. So, like, literally the day that Cassie's discovered, um, with his mom, and they start asking him questions. So, something that was weird for me was that he was showing, like, no emotion. Like, he was, like, laughing. Like, not laughing, but he was, like, smirking. Um, Odd, considering you just found out that your girlfriend was murdered in the house that you were literally just in, and you guys, like, were hearing shit and you left.
I was gonna say, so did he, like, tell the cops that, or did he just keep all that to himself?
He did tell them that. Like, so yeah, he said he told them everything already that I told you, he told them. So that Tori and Brian came over around 8, they hung out, tore the house, watched part of a movie, leave to go watch a movie at the movie theater. They left at 9:30, 10. The lights went out. He asked his mom to stay. She said no, and his mom corroborated all of that as well. And Matt was with his mom all night. But then the police start asking, like, "Oh, did you guys, like, go through drawers while you were eating popsicles or anything?" And he's like, "Yeah. I opened up one drawer and it had a big knife and it was super sharp, so it had a cover on it." And the officers are like, "Did Tori or Brian touch that knife?" And he was like, "Yeah, we were all, like, passing it around."
A knife? Who does that?
Right, like, why are you going through somebody's drawers and grabbing a knife?
Out of everything for you to grab when you're opening up, like, someone's drawers, especially, like, a stranger's house, like, why are you gonna grab the knife and pass like, a big ass knife and pass it around?
Right. So, police are like, and Matt's mom's like, "Hold on, hold on, hold on, pause, 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 pause. You're talking about shit that I don't know about, so we're gonna end this interview right now. We're gonna leave." Next step is to talk to Tori and Brian, obviously. So, when police go to talk to Tori, they ask him the basic questions. What happened Friday night? What time did you get to Cassie's house? What time did you leave? He answered the same way as Matt, around 9:30. And then they asked, what movie did you see? And he says, Pulse. So Tori answers all those questions and they say, okay, we're going to go talk to Brian now. Police go to talk to Brian. Everything that Tori says lines up. Police are like, okay, what movie did you see? And Brian says, Pulse. Okay, that's what Tori said. No problem. What's that movie about? Brian starts struggling to tell them what the movie is actually about, besides that it's a horror movie. Police are asking him, what side of the movie theater did you go to? What theater was it playing in? If you win, you should be able to tell me.
All the details. Yeah,
Right.
100%.
Um, of course, he doesn't remember anything.
Oh, how convenient.
How convenient. So police are like, okay, no problem. That's enough for tonight. But will you come down to the station tomorrow? And Brian says, of course. Of course I will. By that Monday, Matt had returned back to the police station with his parents and agreed to do a polygraph test, which he passed with flying colors. So, although he was acting odd and suspicious,
For
he
sure.
had nothing to do with it. He was known as a class clown. So, I think that part of when you're a class clown, that's a lot of a mask, right? So, maybe he was
Definitely.
just throwing that up as a mask. Um, it's not a great look, but he's not guilty, so
Yeah, and just because, that's how you process emotions, that doesn't make you a guilty person.
right, it just doesn't doesn't look good, but
Yeah, for sure, and it is what it is, and that's just what it is, but as long as you didn't do the thing, then you don't got nothing to worry about.
mhm. So Brian goes down alone to the police station because his parents really thought he didn't have anything to do with it and had nothing to hide because he volunteered to go to the police station. Like, they didn't bring him in, he offered to go in. So when Brian gets to the station, they treat him very softly. They're telling him, like, "Listen, you're not under arrest right now." They're giving him his rights. Anytime you wanna get up and leave, you can do that. We just have some questions for you, and we need some answers. So Brian is consistent with the story that he initially told police. He said again, he left Cassie's around 9:30, went and watched the movie, and then they went back to Tori's house for the night. Again, police ask about the movie. What was it about? Can you at least tell us a character from it? And Brian again says, no,
Nothing at all, still.
I can't remember anything from it because it was really boring.
Like, unless he's telling the truth, like, why wouldn't you just, go and, if you were guilty, why wouldn't you at least go see the movie? You know they're gonna ask you about it again.
Mm-hmm. So the officers say to him, listen, if you didn't go to the movies, that's fine, whatever. But we need to know what you were doing. Brian says, fine. I didn't want to tell you this because obviously it's illegal. But we were searching cars on the street to see if any of them were unlocked so we could steal some stuff, but we didn't find anything. Police said, okay, if that's true, we can go to the cars and find your fingerprints on them. Brian says, no, I wear gloves, so you won't find those.
Oh, that's convenient also. Okay.
Hmm. Police say, okay, well, we're going to have to verify these vehicles so we can verify your story. And Brian says, of course, yeah. And police ask, would you be willing to take a polygraph? And Brian, without hesitation, says yes.
Oh, like he was, prepared.
Yeah. He says, yeah, I'll do it. No problem. So Brian leaves the station. His parents agree to let him do the polygraph test because, again, they didn't know, they believed he was innocent.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's volunteering. It seems like he's volunteering all of this information.
Right. Also, by the way, and this actually gets brought up in this case, a polygraph is not a something that is admissible in court. You can't use it to prove guilt or innocence. But what it does is it's like a tool to help the investigators find out the right information.
So it's almost like a piece of the puzzle.
Right. So you could take a polygraph and you could fail, but that's not something that as a lawyer I can bring into court and say, you failed when asked about XYZ.
Well, yeah, because people can, do stuff to alter the results of those things.
Yeah. Like, people can learn how to control their pulse and do that.
Mhm.
It's crazy. When Brian arrives to perform the polygraph test, the polygraph examiner ends up calling the detectives on the case and saying, "Hey, Brian wants to talk to you guys."
This is before he does the polygraph?
Uh huh.
Okay.
Police bring Brian back into the interrogation room and they interview him with his parents this time. They say, "Tell me what happened," treating him very nice. Brian says, "Okay." And he has a stutter and he's crying. "We didn't leave Cassie's house. We parked outside down the street. We were just planning on doing a prank on Matt and Cassie." Brian and Tori go back into Cassie's house and sneak in through the basement where they had left the door unlocked. They shut the lights off. They throw a glass at the bottom of the stairs to try and get Matt to come down and check it out, and they were just going to scare him. So obviously no one came down the stairs, so they flick the lights back on, and then they call Matt around 10:48, right before he gets picked up by his mom. And Matt tells them, "Oh, I'm going to be leaving the house and heading back with my mom." Tori asks Matt if he needs a ride, and Matt says, "No, it's okay." Brian and Tori then watch Matt leave with his mom from inside the basement window.
Oh, okay, so they were still down there.
Yeah. After he leaves, they wait about 10 minutes, cut the lights off again, and then they make their way upstairs.
But why wouldn't they just leave? So they it seems like this was maybe not necessarily planned, but had to have been thought out to some degree.
Oh, girl, wait till I fucking show you these videos.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. When they go upstairs, they see Cassie laying on the couch. She asks, "Who's there?" And the pair are wearing like spooky Halloween type masks.
Oh, fuck no.
Yep. Brian says that Tori walked up to Cassie first, and Brian hears her scream. When he gets closer to Tori, Brian says he can see Tori stabbing Cassie over and over and saying, "I have to kill her. I have to kill her."
What? This seems like it was so unprovoked. This is crazy.
Brian says that he yells at Tori, "What are you doing?" And then he's crying and he's like breaking down, and his parents are just sitting there like crying and like, fuck. Because one, they weren't expecting him to sit there and say all that shit. And two, like, they know what this means. They're sitting there. He's sitting there and confessing to all of this. They know that he's about to get arrested.
So but he didn't murder her. He watched his friend do it and then tried to cover up for it. That's what he's saying right now.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Oh and oh, his poor parents. I wonder what made him want to confess to this all of a sudden.
I think that when he went to sit down for the polygraph test, he already knew that he was going to fail. So rather than take the polygraph test and they're able to hone in more, I think that he just said that, "I'm just going to confess."
Or yeah, and then at least that way he can kind of control the narrative from right
Exactly.
there.
She's getting it, ladies and gents.
I'm learning. Manipulative ass people, man.
Bro, it's bad. Um, Brian keeps going with his story, and he's saying that he was watching Cassie die, and she was breathing really hard, and Brian had enough, so he started to walk outside, and Tori followed him and said that, "If you tell anyone, I will kill you." Police ask, "Did you stab her too?" And Brian says, "No, it was all Tori." Brian's parents and detectives walk out of the interrogation room, and Brian is crying and speaking to himself because he's alone in the room. He's saying, "I'm sorry, Cassie. I didn't know. I wanted to be your boyfriend. I really did. I will stop him. I will stop him."
Ew, what the fuck? Some mentally disturbed.
Ugh, yeah. After the break in the interview, Brian told police that he and Tori had buried some items in Black Rock Canyon, which is about 15 miles from the house that Cassie was sitting in. And Brian agrees to lead investigators to the items that they had buried, and police recover a bunch of items. bloody clothes, the Halloween masks, bloody gloves, knives, notes, and most importantly was this home videotape that we've already seen a little tiny bit of. The video tape looked like it was caught on fire and it didn't look in good condition, but they bring it to the evidence technicians who are fucking wizards and they're like, I could fix that. Eh, and they do. They fix it within like a few hours. And police sit down and watch that video together in a conference room. We are going to enter in a little breaky break here. We're going to cut out. I'm going to show Brianna this footage because it's going to be a good chunk of footage and I don't want to run it through here. Again, I'm going to put the timestamps that you need to watch on the website. And we're going to pause here and come back, and Brianna is going to start freaking out.
Yeah, wish me
In
luck, guys.
in 3, 2, 1.
I am forever changed. This this is like sick fucks, man. In the name of Pink Floyd, how
Okay.
could you do such a thing? No, that is not what Pink Floyd was talking about. Dude, okay, but also like this Brian looks like a murderer.
Yeah.
Like he looks like a murderer and like there's something wrong in his head.
Yeah.
Like literally. They're like the Beavis and Butthead of murderers. They look like they're literally fucking recording themselves talking about how they just killed this girl, about planning to kill this girl, telling her family that they're sorry, but she had to be the one. Like, what the fuck?
Yep.
That is so fucked. So, but I don't, maybe I missed it in the video. Like, what is their reason? What is their reason for doing this to her?
So we're going to talk about this actually.
Okay.
So, what you guys didn't see or didn't hear, and I really, really encourage you guys to go look at the website and look at the home video that was made. I made timestamps of what I showed Brianna and the pattern, which was chronological. You guys know how I operate. I am try to be as chronological as possible. In the video, like we talked about in the beginning of the episode, we see Cassie talking to Brian. That's the day of the murder. We're also seeing them on the same day in the school. This is why I showed Brianna their library of their school and they're talking about their plan to kill Cassie. They also mention, which was hard to hear, 2 other girls that they had tried to kill. They also say that they try to kill somebody like 7 or 8 times, but every time they go to try, nobody's ever home alone.
This is crazy. Like, these guys are really sick. Like,
Yeah,
I will never forget that video. So thank you for that, Sam.
sorry. Now you can have nightmares as well.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So not only had Brian and Tori stalked and killed Cassie, they were also planning on killing other girls and walking around their houses at night and looking inside windows and seeing if they were home. There's footage of them doing that. And one of the girls reports seeing that happen outside of her window, like seeing them walking around and checking. Cassie just so happened to be a crime of opportunity for them. She was the first person to be home alone, and like Brian says, she's perfect because of that.
Yeah, well, and she let them inside because she thought that they were friends and showed them around the entire, crime scene. They had access to all the doors to unlock whatever doors they needed to. They were able to look at all of the hiding places. Like,
Mhm.
this was eerily planned out. And like,
Yeah.
I have chills. It was disgusting. These 2
Yep.
deserve euthanasia. Euthanasia.
Exactly. Um, these 2 assholes idolized like Columbine killings. They loved how popular like the killers had become, and they wanted to be famous like they were. They wanted to be seen, right? They felt they weren't seen. Brian says later, I felt like I was getting lost in my school. All teenagers, every single one of us go through this phase of where we feel abnormal, different, out there, alone, isolated, something, and that's hormones!
Absolutely.
And those are the
Absolutely.
hormones!
And it's normal, and, like, I feel like when you get older, you kind of appreciate not fitting in
Right,
more than anything, like, and standing out and being an individual, and I feel like we really need to, like, emphasize to people to express individuality more.
right, because look at this, right? These are kids that just were lonely, they didn't have friends in school, they had dark thoughts, they were going down a spiral, they're sitting there planning on killing somebody. That's insane.
Absolutely insane. Brian, though, literally looks like he has no soul
Yeah,
in his eyes. He has, like, dead eyes.
yeah. Again, guys, go look at the website.
Oh, god. Poor Cassie, man. Like, that's how you die, someone you thought was your friend fucking stabbing you to death? Like, it's awful.
And what Brianna just mentioned is that when the video cuts to the night of the murder, and Brian and Tori are talking about tonight's the night, the original plan was to kill Matt and Cassie.
Both of them, yes. Both of their friends. They said both of their friends. They were like, "We have the task of killing both of our 2 of our
Mhm.
friends." Like, what the fuck?
But we got to do it. So then the video cuts out and it cuts back in after the murder, after Cassie's killed. And Brian, do you remember? That was Brian speaking. I just killed Cassie.
Yep, I'm shaking.
Yeah. And Brian, who just told police that Tori did all of the stabbing, is now a liar again.
Uh-huh, that's true.
Yep. Brianna almost had it. She caught it, kind of.
They buried all of this shit too, like
And then he just told him where it all was.
so he wanted to get caught. Like, this guy wanted to get caught, at least, like, somewhere deep in his subconscious,
The
maybe,
guilty conscience.
because he had to have known, like, they were gonna find this tape. He knows what he said, like, you'd think you'd at
Yep.
least, like, get rid of that part of the evidence if you're gonna try to dump it on your friend and blame it on the other guy who was there.
Yep. So Brian says, "We just killed Cassie. We just left her house. This is not a joke. I stabbed her in the throat and I saw her lifeless body." Brian keeps talking and Tori goes, "Shut the fuck up. We need to get our act together." And then they go buy the movie tickets.
I mean, he ain't lying, he did need to get his act together, but they didn't fucking watch the movie, so what the hell would they buy the movie tickets for?
Right. Thankfully, there is no footage of Cassie actually being murdered. That is non existent. But the two were wanting this to be like Scream. They wanted it to be like a horror movie. They wanted Cassie to be their main character. And that's why it's called a Scream murder, because in Scream, their friends end up being the Scream
Yep,
killer.
yep, and it's 2 of them, not just 1.
Exactly.
Because in the Scream movie, it kinda leads you on to think it's just gonna be 1, and you're like, "Which one is it?" And then it ends up being fucking 2.
Mhm. Yep. So that's what they were after. That's what they wanted. Um After police watch this video, Brian's still sitting in an interrogation room and they already know they need to bring Tori in. And at this point, Tori hasn't spoken to police since the night they went to his house on Sunday. And I think now it's Tuesday by this point. After watching the video, police are floored, but needless to say, they have absolutely everything they need to arrest Brian, who went back with them to the station after they dug up everything. He is placed under arrest and is charged with first-degree murder and is brought to Bannock County Jail. Now, Brianna's going to get educated really quick. In murder charges, the first-degree murder is planned, deliberate, thought out prior to the crime being committed. It was an
Okay.
active choice.
Yeah.
Obviously, this 100% qualifies for first-degree murder.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Second degree would be if you had murdered someone, but you didn't really plan it in advance. Maybe you didn't intend to kill the person, but you intended to hurt them or cause them harm. So if you got like into an altercation with somebody, ended up hurting them, and they ultimately died, that would be second degree murder.
Okay, I see that, okay.
And then manslaughter is accidental. You didn't plan it. You didn't have intention of harming them. Typically, manslaughter would be like something like self defense or vehicular manslaughter type.
Mhm.
So that's the more you know.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, enter in little sparkle sounds. So Tori was brought back into the station like we talked about, and this was about 3 hours after Brian's confession. And when Tori was brought in, he did not know that Brian had already led police to where they had buried everything. So he also didn't know that the videotape was salvageable.
So the police just brought him in like, "Hey, we just got a couple more questions."
Mhm.
Mhm.
But police knew that he was not leaving there, like,
Mhm.
not arrested. He was getting arrested also. So once they started asking him, he went with the original story. Yeah, we left around 10:30, 11, went to the movies, saw Pulse. Okay. We already know that's a lie. So they get past that. And he was like, all right, well, we were searching through cars. And as soon as they say that, they obviously know that Brian and Tori were talking in between the
Mhm.
interviews. And because they've had Brian in custody this whole time since they had the tape and he's just sitting in an interrogation room, him and Tori didn't have a chance to talk about this part.
Thank goodness.
Mhm. Police keep questioning him because they know that's bullshit, and then they start trapping him in lies. And like I said, they already know they're going to be arresting Tori no matter what he says at this time. But Tori kind of realizes that things are not going his way with the interrogation, and he ends up asking for a lawyer. And as soon as they do that, they stop the interrogation, and a lawyer is provided. Tori's like, okay, I'm going to go home. But after he asks for his lawyer, police place him under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder. When he is placed under arrest, he is calm and collected. No remorse, no crying like Brian, none of that. Police know Brian did it. He admitted it to them and then clearly said that he killed Cassie on that tape. And that's why they were able to charge him with first degree murder right away. Tori didn't say anything on that tape besides shut the fuck up
That's
and
true.
the plans. And obviously they were stalking other girls. You know, nothing crazy.
Yeah, just the usual typical teenage boy Saturday.
Yeah, no big deal. All of this was within 5 days of Cassie's death. So her funeral was not shortly after Brian and Tori were arrested.
Oh, wow, so this, like, moved pretty quickly.
So quick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, go justice system for once, right?
Yeah, it's nice to have, like, an episode where we're not like, "What the fuck?" with the justice system.
Yeah, which that's gonna be a common theme forever. But this justice system in Pocatello, Idaho, y'all are doing something right. We congratulate you. Cassie's funeral was full of students, teachers, police officers that worked her case. It was beautiful by every account. After Brian and Tori's arrest, the state knew that they were going to charge these two as adults, even though they were only 16. Their lawyers pushed for separate trials, which were granted. And Brian and his family thought that because he had cooperated and he had brought them to all of the buried items and all of the evidence, that he would potentially be able to receive a lighter sentence from what Tori got. But Brian had multiple things going against him. On the tape, he admitted to committing murder. There's another interview that he had with police as well the day after his arrest that his parents are not there. And the police are trying to find out his story versus Tori's story. And they say, police are like, there are two knives that have blood on them. If only Tori was stabbing Cassie, why are there two knives? And Brian, after some prompting, admits that he stabbed Cassie and starts crying again. So it is also Brian is tied to the serrated knife, which the defense calls the Rambo knife, which is what the majority of knife wounds are
The
from
Rambo
Cassie.
knife? So this is a
Yeah,
big serrated knife.
it's a serrated knife. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That he is the one that like admits to using that knife. And
Yeah.
majority of the knife wounds are from the Rambo knife or his knife.
Yeah, so he's fucked.
Yeah, screwed, buddy. The jury deliberates and decides that he is guilty of first degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. Tori's trial is separate, but his defense was that Brian was the one that did everything based on the same evidence that they used to convict Brian of the crime. Ultimately, the jury did find Tori guilty of first degree murder as well and conspiracy to commit murder after 7.5 hours of deliberation.
Hell fucking yeah.
His lawyers thought that shit was going to take long, but it went really quick.
Well, if you look at him in the video, if the jury got to see the video, which
They
I'm sure
did.
they did,
Uh-huh.
he is fucking, like, smug, and he's, like, laughing
Yep.
and, like, has a fucking smile on his face when they're talking about killing this poor girl.
Yep. He's put
So
out
fuck
fucking
him.
Pink Floyd, bro.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, how dare they do that to Pink Floyd's name?
When it was time for sentencing, the pair were sentenced together, and their legal teams knew they're going to get the same sentence because obviously they had separate trials, but they're bringing them in at the same time to sentence them. They're just
Mhm.
doing same sentence all the way through.
Hell yeah, don't waste any more money.
Yeah, no, fuck no. The judge presiding over the case when reading their sentence said that he was convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that if they were ever released, they would kill again. Both Brian and Tori were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole to be served concurrently with 30 years to life for prison for conspiracy to commit murder.
Hell yeah.
Fuck them little boys.
So they're in jail now?
Yeah, still in jail. Anna Stoddard at their sentencing hearing said to the boys, "You put our family through hell. Now you will know what hell feels like." The two were are still kept in separate prisons. People were pretty violent to Brian when he first got into prison, just because they don't take kindly to someone harming a child, especially a young, beautiful girl
Who did nothing.
who did nothing,
Did nothing to deserve this.
nothing at all.
She was pet sitting their poor dog. Like, oh my god. The trauma that poor dog probably went through.
Oh, that's crazy. It really is. Tori also ended up coming out as gay while he was in prison, which is
Okay.
so
Interesting.
yeah, like we talked about, Brian and Tori were the outcast kids. They didn't really have friends outside of themselves. They were teenagers with dark, twisted thoughts, and they fed off each other and their obsession with horror. And they wanted to be seen and popular. And they thought, this is how we do it.
Because that makes sense.
Totally.
Yeah, you murder your friends. That's obviously
Yeah.
what you do.
You're besties. Why not? Tori was gay and suppressed it from his family until he got into prison. He felt like he was trapped in a place where everyone was straight. He didn't know another single gay person. And yes, it can be hard when you don't have representation around you, but that shouldn't be a determining factor of wanting to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, no, sorry. That does not justify that. As terrible as that is also, um, you still don't murder your friends for no
Nope.
reason. Or really anyone, but
Nope.
especially your friends for no reason.
100%. Brian thought that murdering people would get people to like him because of the people in Columbine, and that would help him get a girlfriend.
Oh, that makes sense because that worked out for those guys, I'm
It's so
sure.
naive. It is so naive of thinking. Like, I get it, they're teenagers.
But it almost sounds like a cop out or something. Like,
Right.
it's just so ridiculous sounding. Like, obviously they have problems and, like, their mind isn't really, in the right place. They're a couple fries short of a Happy Meal, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. It's obviously not what you do to be fucking popular.
No,
Like, come on.
definitely not.
Come on.
And yeah, definitely not. Like, I know that as teenagers, none of us really had the best thoughts, but again, we all know killing is wrong, and even they knew it was wrong. They knew that
Obviously.
shit.
Yeah, they lied about it and
Right.
they were ashamed to it to a degree. They hid all their shit and got rid of everything or tried to get rid of things, I guess, but
And they planned this shit, and they like, one of the other girls that, Brian and Tori were stalking, her name was Amber. She was friends with Tori, and Tori was trying to get Amber to sleep over with Cassie that night that he murdered her.
oh my god, could you imagine?
Oh my god, and then Tori went to dinner at her house the next night and was fine, acted like nothing happened the day before.
Sick in the fucking head.
Mhm.
She shoulda had a party.
She should have. That would have a whole bunch of people should have been home alone.
She should have just had a party at that point.
See, teenagers, we're not condoning anything, but we might be.
Maybe sometimes it's not the worst idea to have a party, you know?
No.
I don't know.
I forgot to mention this, they even attended school the Monday after they murdered Cassie and acted like nothing happened.
It's literally like that movie Scream.
Exactly. They deserve the charge that they received, in my opinion. Again, they were only 16, but they were deliberate in what they did. 5 years after their arrest, they did file an appeal. Brian was able to get the conspiracy to commit murder charge off, but his life without the possibility of parole for first-degree murder stayed. And Tori also appealed, but he was unable to get either charge dropped.
Oh, interesting. It's interesting that Brian got that charge dropped, I feel like.
I think that was mostly because of, like, his cooperation. And also of June of 2012, the Supreme Court determined that a mandatory life sentence without parole for teenagers is unconstitutional. Some states decided to resentence their teen criminals. Idaho did not. So they are still in prison and they will not be getting out anytime soon.
Those motherfuckers need to be locked up. I will pay money into the tax system to make sure they don't fucking come out.
That's why we pay our taxes.
I'm fine if we just, euthanize them now, but
Oh
it's
my
fine.
God.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm cool
All
either
right.
way.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
That's insane. This poor girl, her poor family, and of course she was such a nice person. See what happens when you're a nice person. That's why you got to be an asshole.
Yeah. Be an asshole. Have parties.
Be around friends. Don't be friends with people or just don't have friends. I don't know.
It could backfire. Either way, I don't know.
Yeah, because I guess if you don't have friends, you could end up being the murderer.
Right.
Because, you get friends by murdering, apparently.
According to these guys, yeah. That's how it works.
Well, I'm sure they have plenty of friends now.
Oh, yeah,
Probably
in
not, though.
prison. Bro, Brian is, like, buff. It's actually kind of funny. I was watching a
What?
I was watching, like, a interview. He's buff, and, Tori is gay as hell, and he came out in prison, so I'm sure he's very happy. He's gay for life, so
Well, I mean, he's in there forever, so.
yep. All right. Well, that is it. So make sure you follow us on everything. We're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, literally wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. Make sure you follow us, subscribe, get notified for new episodes every Wednesday. Instagram, everything is all Kush and Crime. So it's all super easy to find. No mixing it up. And then obviously, yeah, if you guys have any case suggestions or strain suggestions, go ahead and put those in through our website as well.
Yeah, and definitely, check out this footage at your own risk. I don't
Oh
know.
my
It
God.
was
Yeah.
so creepy and so eerie. I can't just the look on Brian's face. I need to go watch, something happy.
Yeah, definitely don't go look. I encourage you to look because it's important to see what is going on and now you can have the context and see. But definitely at your own risk. And again, I get lots of nightmares from doing these cases. So that's for a reason, right? So it's totally up to you, but I've got timestamps on the website and everything is all there. So if you guys have any questions, you can also email us at cushioncrime@gmail.com.
Well, I'm gonna roll up another joint of
Me
this
too.
push pop. What do you got over there? What
Oh,
strain
I've
do you
got
got right now?
Regina George.
Regina Speaking of Mean Girls,
I
oh my
know.
god, that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
It's, this batch is not the best. I had it a couple weeks ago and it was good, but this
Mhm.
batch is a little dry.
Don't you hate
Uh,
when that happens?
I hate that so much.
That happened to me with the lemon cherry gelato.
Oh,
We
no.
got a bag of it, it was on sale, so we should have known better, and it was from
Yeah.
a different, brand. So that's the hard part with some of the strains is, sometimes the brand makes a big difference. So it was a different brand, but it was still the lemon cherry gelato, and we got it, and oh my god, it tasted so terrible. I was, mad. I was like, I spoke for this strain. I put
Oh
my
my
name
god.
behind this strain. I was very sad about it.
She
But
took
it
it
was
offensive.
I took offense to it, and I don't know, it was pretty leafy, so I think
Yeah.
it was an outdoor,
Got it.
strain of it. It did not taste great. I mean, it did the job, so I guess it was fine, but that's the worst when that happens, when, like, you get it and it's really good, and then you go to get it again and you're like, "Oh, this is shit. The fuck?"
Yeah, not consistent
Yeah.
at all. Well, alrighty. That's it for this week again. Join us next week, Wednesday at 5 a.m. Eastern Time, wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure to follow, like, subscribe, comment, email, form fill,
Etcetera. All those things.
all the things.
Click on the website. Go to the website and just click on everything. It'll make our
Don't do that.
website guy really angry.
Don't do that. We already got
Fuck it,
yelled at
just do
today.
it.
We already got yelled at.
Don't tell him I told you, but do it.
Uh, he's gonna listen to this. And he's gonna be like, "I told you, it doesn't work like that."
Yep. That's exactly what it's gonna say. It's okay.
All right, buzz. We love you. Stay lifted.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
Bye.